I spend most of my life building new ventures on a not-for-profit basis to try to tackle problems in this world. So we've built the Elders, which go in and try to resolve conflicts. And in fact, Ukraine is something we may well look at. We built the Carbon Forum that is trying to tackle global warming. The Oceanic Elders that tries to protect the oceans. And now the B Team, which is trying to get business leaders to unite in trying to get their own houses in order.
Tom's is actually a for-profit business. Every pair of shoes that we sell, we give a pair to a child in need, one for one. And by creating a business model with giving incorporated in it, we've been able to help 10 million children get a pair of shoes that they need.
To get everybody 50 liters of water a day would only require tapping into a portion of 1%. So I think people get scared into this idea that the scarcity, yes, it's an issue, but not when you're talking about universal access. The amount of water that we're talking about for these people is easily achievable.
5 years ago, I was drawn into the world of slavery by an experience which my daughter had, and then I went and looked at this terrible industry very closely. I was very moved by it. I then came back to Australia and did a thorough audit of my own company's supply chains. I have a company with a enterprise value of about 25-30 billion, and I found slavery through my supply chains, and I'm a respectable, well-audited, well-governed Australian company, yet I had slavery in my supply chain. So I thought, right, I want to step down from this company. I'm going to devote my life to ending slavery.
Well, the big focus for the Gates Foundation is health, making sure that children in poor countries don't die before the age of 5. And we're making amazing progress on that, and that's a lot of what we're doing. It requires inventing vaccines, working on the health delivery system, but that's a big goal for us.
My main focus is the young next generation of Ukrainians. And of course, for me, very important education, contemporary art, because I think contemporary art is one of the most powerful force for innovation in the world, most revolutionary force. And healthcare also, because Ukraine is a very poor country and healthcare is very important.
What motivates me is using business for good. I feel that business has created so much harm in the world, and if we can use business as a catalyst to do good in the world, whether it's through our one-for-one program or other ideas, I think it's a very exciting thing.
To make a difference. I mean, I started off when I was 15 with a magazine to try to campaign to stop the Vietnamese War, and now I'm a lot older, I've got a bit more resource and want to make a difference.
Well, it's great to see the progress. It's great to meet with the people who dedicate their lives to this work. It's great to go back and see countries where, because the childhood death rate's gone down, that actually that has caused women to have less children, which makes all the problems easier to deal with. So just meeting the people who are benefiting and then being able to double down.
I had the opportunity to go on a water collection with a little girl, and she was about 14 years old, and she came home from school. We went together to collect this water, and in the course of talking to her, I asked her if she was going to stay in this rural village, and she said, no, I'm going to move to the big city of Lusaka. I'm going to be a nurse. And she had all these great dreams, and we went and collected the water and went back to her home. And I realized as I was leaving that encounter that had someone not sunk a bore well within a mile of her house, she wouldn't have dreams of going to school. She would be spending her entire life scavenging for water.
Ukraine is a very young country, and my generation of businessmen has great privilege to participate in the creation of the country. It's really unique. Not many nations in the world has chance to build country from the very beginning. And for me, this is really maybe my main personal motivation to participate in the building of new, very successful modern country.
Each of us are completely of equal value, particularly, say, in the eyes of God. And when you've got people being so marginalised, so downtrodden, it's making me think, well, hang on. People who are enslaving others are forgotten. They're no less valuable than an enslaver. And so I feel so very strongly we have to support those people. We have to remind the world there's no room for slavery. We're all equal.
Well, I don't care if I'm remembered. We're going to leave. We're going to create health equity. We're going to get rid of polio, and once we're done with polio, there's a lot of other diseases we'll go after. And the work is very exciting, very impactful, and I'm sure there'll be people to carry it on in the future.
I think I'm more in the Bill Gates mold, where I'm not after a legacy. I'd like to work hard and be useful in my lifetime, and then leave it to others after this to go after other problems. But if my wealth and my energy can help the problems of today so that we can just leave the world slightly better for our living as opposed to worse, then I will be grateful for that. But I'm not after a legacy.
At least a little bit. Remember, not forever, but just if they will still remember, okay, first inspiration we received from this guy, first maybe seed money we received from him, first our stipends as young leaders. He built this network of young leaders. Okay, he invested a little bit to the basis, to the fundament of this new country. That's more than enough.
I want my legacy to be that I helped people think about business and philanthropy not being mutually exclusive, but they can be intertwined. And when business and philanthropy are combined, it's actually more powerful.
I'd like to be remembered for making a difference, a positive difference to other people's lives, and I get enormous satisfaction from that. And I think my kids can be proud of me when I'm gone.